She was 11 years old. She had not seen a doctor in more than a year. She had never had a single prenatal appointment, never had an ultrasound, never had a blood test, never sat in a waiting room with her mother. And on August 16, 2025, she gave birth to a full-term baby on the floor of a house in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Alone. 6 other children were in that home. No air conditioning, no running water. Human waste, according to prosecutors, on the floor. 3 days later, on August 19, 2025, every child in that house was gone, removed by the state. 6 days after that, the results came back from the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. DNA, 99.9% certainty. The father of the newborn was her stepfather. His name is Dustin Joel Walker. And what a judge did to him on June 29, 2026, is the reason we are here today. Dustin Joel Walker, 35 years old. His wife, Cherie Walker, 33. Together they had custody of 7 children ranging in age from 2 years old to 11. The children were listed as homeschooled. That single administrative detail is what allowed this case to hide in plain sight. No teachers, no school nurses, no counsellors, no mandated reporters. According to court records referenced by NBC News, the 11-year-old girl had not been seen by a physician in over a year prior to giving birth. Muskogee County Assistant District Attorney Janet Hudson later described the conditions inside the home for the court. No air conditioning during an Oklahoma summer. No running water. Human waste throughout the residence. Dog feces on the floor. Children with no clothing. Hudson called it one of the most serious child sexual abuse and neglect cases she had ever prosecuted. August 16th, 2025. Muskogee police responded to a call at the Walker residence. An 11-year-old child had given birth at home. She was transported to a local hospital. Within days, Dustin Walker and Cherie Walker were arrested. Both were initially charged with 1 felony count of child neglect. Their statement to investigators was consistent and immediate. No one in the home knew the girl was pregnant. On August 19th, 2025, all 7 children, the 11-year-old, her newborn, and her 5 siblings ages 2, 4, 6, 7, and 9, were removed from the home by state authorities. On August 25th, 2025, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation completed DNA testing on the infant and Dustin Walker. The result, 99.9% certainty that Dustin Walker was the biological father of the baby born to his 11-year-old stepdaughter. Prosecutors immediately moved to add a charge of sexual abuse of a child under 12. Let me ask you this directly. If you were sitting in that Muskogee County courtroom, listening to a DNA result of 99.9% read into the record, what would you have thought of the claim that no one knew? Tell me in the comments. The concealment is what elevates this case from tragedy into calculation. According to KJRH's reporting from the sentencing hearing, the family's pediatrician, Dr. Tracy Hoos, testified to a reasonable degree of medical certainty that during the final trimester of the child's pregnancy, anyone in that home would have known she was pregnant. The 11-year-old had been pulled from school. Her parents told authorities the children were homeschooled. That eliminated the single most reliable checkpoint in any child's life, an adult outside the home who sees them every day. Then came a Department of Human Services visit. According to KJRH, a DHS worker at the residence saw a drawing made by one of the younger children in the home. The drawing depicted the 11-year-old sister with a pregnant belly. When investigators later spoke with that younger child, she reportedly told them that her grandmother, Michelle Eustace, had instructed her not to tell anyone about the pregnancy. Michelle Justice was subsequently charged in Muskogee County District Court. Case number CF-2025-00454. She faces 6 counts of child neglect, or in the alternative, 6 counts of enabling child neglect. In February 2026, her bond was reduced from $75,000 to $50,000, with conditions including no contact with the victims and no unsupervised contact with any children. She has not entered a plea. Her jury trial is currently set for July 23, 2026. She is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Cherie Walker's charges were also upgraded following the DNA results. She now faces a charge of enabling child sexual abuse in addition to the original child neglect counts. Her trial is scheduled for July 2026. Dr. Tracy Hoos testified at sentencing about the physical condition of every child in that home. All 6 children she examined were severely underweight. All 6 had lice. All 6 had significant advanced tooth decay. The 11-year-old delivered a full-term baby with no medical assistance of any kind. No epidural, no pain management, no trained hands, nothing. At sentencing on June 29, 2026, Assistant District Attorney Janet Hudson called 4 witnesses to the stand. The family's pediatrician, the children's DHS caseworker, the 11-year-old's therapist, and the correctional officer who prepared the pre-sentencing investigation report. Hudson stated in open court that this child was traumatized, that she had been through a horrific ordeal, and that the abuse of a 10 and 11-year-old by her stepfather was not a single incident. It was a pattern. Here are the exact charges Dustin Walker faced in Muskogee County District Court. Count 1, felony sexual abuse of a child under 12. Counts 2 through 7, 6 felony counts of child neglect. 1 for the failure to provide medical care to the 11-year-old during her pregnancy and delivery, and 5 for the neglect of the other children in the home. On March 25, 2026, Walker entered a blind plea to all 7 counts. Under Oklahoma law, a blind plea means the defendant pleads guilty with no agreement in place with prosecutors. Sentencing authority passes entirely to the judge. His attorney, Ben Hilfiger, later stated to reporters that the defense could not reach an agreement with the state on what a reasonable sentence would look like, so they left the decision to the court. Every one of those charges is classified under Oklahoma law as an 85% crime. That means Walker must serve 85% of the sentence before he becomes eligible for parole consideration. If he is ever paroled, he faces 3 years of post-incarceration supervision, mandatory registration as a sex offender, and a lifetime no-contact order with the victims. His attorney has indicated an appeal is likely, focused on the reasonableness of the sentence. Here is what the court record cannot tell you. Assistant District Attorney Janet Hudson stated in open court that the abuse of the 11-year-old took place when she was 10 and 11 years old, which means the abuse did not begin with the pregnancy. The pregnancy is when it was exposed. How long was it happening before August 16, 2025? How many months before that DNA test came back? How many nights before that DHS worker saw a child's drawing on a wall? The court file does not answer that. It may never be answered. If this case affected you, hit subscribe and share this video. Leave a comment and tell me, do you think a life sentence plus 42 years with an 85% mandatory minimum is proportionate to what happened inside that Muskogee home? Or, in a case like this, is any sentence still not enough? Dustin Joel Walker will die in an Oklahoma prison. The little girl he called his stepdaughter is now 12 years old, and somewhere out there in the care of the state, she is trying to learn how to be a child again.